Sunday, after getting a death threat on the Thursday, he left the house on a Sunday morning around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Never seen him again. My name's Mark O'Connor from Armagh, a father of three. The oldest boy was Gareth. He was disappeared by the IRA when he was 24 years of age. Gareth was a very good child. When he left school, he had 9 GCSEs out of 9. He got into bodybuilding, got into a gym, got in with the wrong crowd of people. He started, people that were looking to use, were sort of Republican minded, come into the gym and were pushing other people about. Gareth stood up to them and told them that everybody was a member in this gym, that you have to take your turn. A very well mannered lad, very decent with his mum and father, his brother and sister. He loved his sister. There's a 12-year gap between him and his sister, and he absolutely adored her. He had 2 boys of his own. He loved them, spent every Sunday with them that he had. Spent them, took them away. Done all that normal parents do with them. We're a very close family. He bought a house next door to myself and the wife, and my other son, Ronan, has bought a house 3 doors down from us. So we live beside my mother as well. So we're all in the one estate, very close. On Thursday, Gareth got a threat from the Provisional IRA about anti-social behaviour. He came in to me, the police delivered it to the door. He came in to me and asked me what I thought of it. And I said I didn't know what to think of it, that I just thought it was a load of nonsense, I didn't know. But unbeknown to me and my wife, that he had been getting phone calls from the IRA about different antisocial activities and whatever it was. After getting a death threat on the Thursday, he left the house on a Sunday morning around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Never seen him again. He went up. He headed, the last picture I had of him was going through Newtown Hamilton on the camera. They have a picture of him driving his car. He was never seen or heard of. We rang all round everybody that Sunday night, Monday. The police come, reported him missing on the Sunday evening. The police come, took all the details I had and couldn't find nothing. We started writing letters to the papers. Papers come out and give us done a few interviews and that. We wrote letters to politicians, letters to the Taoiseach, letters to the White House, letters to the Papal Nuncio, to the Vatican. Wrote letters to everyone that we could write letters to. The help come more from publicity in the papers. Sinn Féin didn't want to know. The government said their hands were tied because of the peace process. We met several politicians, said they couldn't rock the boat with the peace process. The help was only from local people, and it is out there for local people. Local people know, local people are aware of what happened, and local people should come forward, even if it's through a priest or anyone, to come forward. The politicians will give you help to a certain extent, but actual help, as in finding persons, they don't seem to be able to do, or don't seem to want to be able to do. So then as things went on, there was pleas went out for him, went to the Cardinal, everybody would go to, all politicians, the SDLP. I contacted a school member, while I was in school, me was a member of Sinn Féin, who I rang and asked him to find out what he could find out from him. And his words to me was, he says, there's no point in me asking because they'll tell me nothing. So that was as far as it went. So then there was word that someone in Silverbridge had given information on that Sunday morning that there was an incident or something up that road, and I'm thankful for that information that we got. So the police done a search, they found Gareth's belt, they found a sock, they found money, and we identified the belt as being Gareth's belt, we identified the sock as being Gareth's sock. So after that, more pleas went out, more news in the paper, news, birthdays, everything there was, we put it in the paper. Then we got word through a local priest that his body was in Victoria Dock up in Newry, which police asked us what we thought. We didn't believe it because the last sighting of him was in Newtown. We didn't realise how you could get from Newtown to Newry. So they done the search, put the frog divers in, found the car. Didn't know if there was a body in it or not because it was too muddy and So they found the body, took the car out. Body was in the car in the driver's seat. Car was in third gear. Seatbelt was on. No broken bones, no gun wounds, no nothing. The car wasn't damaged. It seems to have been dropped in. It wasn't driven or over. When we go to it, you'll see there's a ledge. And to go over that ledge, the car would have been damaged. But whoever put it in must have put it in there because it was a Volkswagen Golf and it took a while for it to sink, although the passenger's window was down 2 inches and there was nobody in the passenger seat. So they found his body, got him home, got him buried. But to this day, I can't say in my head it was my son because I never seen his body. I seen him in a coffin with the weight on it. I don't know what was in that coffin. I know it was my son, but until you actually see it, you never know. And you keep thinking, keep hoping that he'd walk through the door. You know it's not going to happen, but you keep hoping. Now, I was in contact with people in the IRA who said if Gareth was an informer, that it would have been taped, he would have been executed, and it would have been sent to us and explained to us what happened. That is not the case here. Gareth, we don't know how he was murdered. As I said, there was no gunshot wounds, there was no knife wounds, there was no broken bones. We don't know if he drowned. The coroner's report hasn't come. They found his 2 phones in the car. The police told us that they could get evidence off the phones. As yet, we haven't been give that evidence, or we don't know if there has been any evidence back. We've asked the questions, but we've got no reports back yet. Hopefully, during the inquest, these questions will be asked and something will be answered. During the period that Gareth was missing, we come in contact with a group called WAVE, who is all the families of the disappeared, who are very helpful. It's to go and talk to someone else who has been through what you're going through is amazing. To know there's other people out there that have been going through it and they can give you tips on how to get through things. It's a very, very, very helpful group. Hopefully no one else will ever need it. But for the other people that their families have been disappeared for 30 years, 40 years, 20 years, 18 years, they need their people back. They need their brothers, sisters, fathers. They need them back. They need a burial place. A burial place is very important to go and visit. I go to the graveyard every Sunday morning. I take the dog up to the graveyard every Sunday morning. I have a conversation. Some of the people look at you, but I'm having a conversation with my son. Gareth has 2 sons, Caelan and Owen. Caelan's 15, Owen's 11. They're both at St Patrick's Grammar School, both doing very well. They're aware that their father's dead. As far as they've been told, he was killed in a car crash. We didn't want to bring it up because it's going to be a lingering thing for them. They will get to know when they ask questions. They will be told what happened and all the rest of it. As far as we know, we still don't know what happened and we still don't know how he died. We're waiting on an inquest. We're waiting on people to be called to the inquest. We're waiting on details from the police. We're just waiting. But the 2 children are a big help to us. They're with us every weekend and most nights. And it's great to have them and see them growing up and know that their father will be proud of them. I was always a worker. I was always a worker. My father was always a worker. I'm an electrician, and whenever I needed a hand, Gareth was always more than willing to give you a hand. You had to pay him. He was fond of the money. You had to pay him for what he'd done. He liked the money. He was into cars, bought cars, used to clean cars. He'd come down one to our house. He always cleaned the car outside our house. And he would have come down and used the hose, but there was one morning it was freezing. And the water wouldn't come out of the hose, and you couldn't explain them that the water wouldn't come out of the hose. The car wash was broke. The car wash were having the same problems because they had closed down. But he had to wash his car. So he started getting buckets of water and washing the car, but the buckets of water were freezing when he was putting them onto the car. So, just things like that. He was just silly in ways and a very great sense of humour. Exactly 2 years and 2 weeks to the day that he left the house, he was returned to the house. Within the 2 years, we had the information that the body was in Victoria Lock. We are thankful for that information as well, and would also like to make an appeal for any of the disappeared, that anyone has any information, to put these people at rest. You don't know what it's like. You can't imagine what it's like. Their fathers, their sons, their brothers, they are there. Then all of a sudden they're taken away. How do you fill that hole?